our dough, chaps. We've done our dough.
Welcome back to Odds, week 58. So, last week, $88. The week before, 101. Things are turning around and life is good. I think it's a good sign for the Spring Carnival to come. It's not the Spring Carnival proper yet. It's the Sir John Monash Stakes, these Flemington meetings, but times are good. Sport still not getting much out of AFL down there, but we'll get to that. But yes, the last week was a welcome relief. I just wanted to get back. I would have been happy to break even. Winning was just a bonus. So let's start with a recap. So Illy Ivy was a good winner. Home Rule was the cream of the crop, the pick of the bunch. Paid 31, paid 34 on fixed. So it actually paid more on fixed, which is unusual. Went to the front, was tough all the way. That was great. $1.50 bonus bet on that was fantastic. And El Rocco for the place paid $9.40. I got it at $9.40. Paid 11 on the tote. So excellent value. Couple of favourites. Jimmy the Bear, tough to mass. Overall for the week, $87.95 back on racing. And sports, no good. Just there to switch Hogan and Cadman. Hogan kicked one and then went off the ground. Cadman, I had for one, and he kicked six. So should have been a bit smarter there because there was something about a good defender being on Hogan freeing up Cadman. But anyway, got the 20-year bonus bets for this week, so that will help. But yes, so racing back $87.95. It's around a 75% profit for the day. Sport lost to 20, so 0%. And overall, racing's at about 8.3% up. Sports around 6.5% down. Overall, 4.5% profit. Meanwhile, the share market has roared ahead to 13%, so got to make up that 9. So still haven't had a big, hundreds of dollars trifecta or Quinella or anything like that. So that will drop sooner or later, and that might just instantly boost up that 4 or 5% to really get it to be competitive. But anyway, Flemington this week, I'll do the full meeting there. It's not anything to write home about, but there's some opportunities. A couple of bets in Sydney and Brisbane, just sort of standard meetings. Would have liked to have gotten to New Zealand, but there wasn't the time. So let's just get into it. Let's dive right in. Flemington, race 1. Small field, just to show, $6. Harry's Yacht, 5. I feel like Harry's Yacht, it won well last time, but it had the run of the race. It was sort of fourth with that one out, one back trail in. I don't know if we'll get the same run. It's top weight here. Duchess Zoo is favourite, coming off that charging run behind Bridal Waltz, which we backed. And she's an artiste. Yes, it did make up a lot of ground, looked really good, but $1.80 as favourite here. Over the 1400 is a little bit different. There's not a lot of speed in the race, so Lario and Acton and Verba are going to go forward. Acton and Verba is not as bad a horse as it seems. That has run some decent races. It's got a 3 kilo claim. It's only got 51. If that happened to go forward and cop just an easy lead, paying 16 in a race one of the day where the tempo's still being figured out, that wouldn't be such a bad scenario. And then Lario, same sort of deal. It's out of Epaulet, 2 wins out of 11. It's not terrible. I just feel like their value, I'll forget the rest, like Chronic and On Fleek. Just to Show has been really tough. 4 runs in, probably best. It's probably time to show its best. So I'll bypass Harry's Yacht. Don't think that's going to do it. Duchess Sue, I think it's too short. Each way Just to Show, and then bonus bets on Lario and Acton on Verba, just small ones. And then I'll do a Quinella boxed for 2 Just for Show, 5 Lario, 6 Acta, non-Verba. Race 2 over the 1800, the Biley Handicap. Again, this is a small field. Bayou Music is the favourite. So this ran 4th behind Buclac, or however. I don't know if that's a great race. Like Buclac's obviously a really good horse, or at least a good winning horse right now at this moment in time, but can't really say the fall's been franked. Bayou Music might just go ahead and win this. It's a pretty forgettable race. Cora was decent, holding 3rd. Probably the one that was exciting was Bermondsey. It was sort of gone in the straight, and then it was there again. It took a long while to wind up, and then it sort of hit full stride. And look, it's going to get every chance down the Flemington straight again to run to its full potential. So 550 is pretty decent. It's drawn well. It's got a middle of the road weight. Some of these other ones, like Frankie's Boy, it's a big jump in distance from 1300 to 1800. I feel like maybe it's a different race. There was a horse that was first up at 800, must be later on. Zupo and Glazy, yes, had 2 good runs up to 1200, 1400. Maybe that's the way to go out of Omaha Beach, but I'm just going to have something small on Bermondsey, and it's a bit of a middling, mediocre, low-grade betting race. Not sure about betting music, what's going to happen there. So that is that. Race 3. Zorro's Flight was good over the odds last time at around the $17 behind from a distance. It's $4.40 favourite here on the total list. 2 wins out of 9. It's drawn wide, barrier 10 here. Don't know if it should be favourite. Like, should it really be favourite now just after a nice placing? Don't really know. M60, a couple of good wins in the country, Swan Hill and Ballarat. Feel like that Ballarat win was on dirt, which I'm just so sceptical about that form carrying across. So that was something else. M60, they hit the straight, that fanned out into the middle, and it sort of plodded along all the way home. That just raises alarm bells for me for a totally different reason. I don't really like horses that just plod along and win in a wall. I want acceleration, doesn't really do it for me. Barrier 1, also a bit skeptical about that. I had some notes on this somewhere. Just for sure, Bermondsey, that was race 1. Aloysius, that was a decent win, but just don't know what it beat. That's probably the question. Autumn Heat was another one that I thought wasn't too bad. Like, it's paying 26. It's out of Too Darn Hot in Autumn, and it was showing some... Started a $2 favourite of the 1500, ran pretty well. It's run behind Gold Rush Guru in a derby, so they clearly think something of it. It's running better races. Kumani trained, like there's a lot of pluses there. I know it's 7 starts for 2 placings, but you're getting recompensed in the odds, and it's run over the Open Grade at Flemington before, behind Stylish Secret, ran 9th that day. I just feel like that could easily surprise. Some of these other ones, not really sure. Amber Star, Pearl Apache, Moonlight Circus. Moonlight Circus, I will say, Trapeze Artist is just by far my favourite sire. Like, so many good horses are coming out of that horse, and this was a good win last time at Pakenham, made up a lot of ground and won. I just don't feel like it's going to translate. Monte Casino, probably the same deal. I don't feel like it's going to win, but it might. It's probably worthwhile for the place, and then just to keep an eye on it over like country. It's good enough to win like a country race or a nice race at Sandown. I mean, it'd be great if it won this because we'll have something on it for a bonus bet. But yeah, probably a little bit. I'm probably getting ahead of myself with that one, but I certainly think Autumn Heat's worth the risk. All Business is interesting. That's I feel like it started out in Adelaide and then it's come across. No, it's been here the whole time. It throws a win in every 5 starts or so, and it looks good coming from the back when it does it. So that's something to keep an eye on. This race, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of form lines going on. It's hard to know. I think just each way bet on Autumn Heat because of the value, and I wouldn't touch those. I wouldn't touch M60. Zorro's Flight, maybe the 440 is okay. But yeah, just something small each way on Autumn Heat. And then a Quinella, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 14. So 3, Zorro's Flight, 5, I'm a Man, Zor, 6, All Business, 7, Autumn Heat, and 14, Monte Casino. That will be the way. That will be the way. Race 4, 1,000 metres. Shining Smile, what can I say? Loves Flemington, gun down the straight. Back something else at your peril. But that's what I'm going to do. I feel like the weight is a lot. 62.5 does get the claim, but still there's a pretty competitive field. So Shining Smile's great down the straight. 350 is good. Petite Artiste, the $31 is really tempting. It's first up. It might be better now, just coming off a bit of a break. Oyster Lane was good coming up on the inside last time at Caulfield behind, Simon Kirk ended up getting it, but it was a good run and not much made ground that day on the rails. I can see why it's still $80 favourite here. Ornos was pretty good in its first prep. Won at Bendigo, second at Moonee Valley behind Befuddle. That was a good race. Then it ran ninth behind Magor. It was sort of midfield and didn't really handle the turn that well and just battled. But that could be a lot better after the spell. Sideline, one start, one win, one at Ballarat. That was on the dirt. Not really sure. I love the name, but I probably need to see. Bold Secret's the one in this race to me. Why? 3 trials, 3 wins. Had a Brazen Bow. Just with Craig Williams on board, ticks all the boxes. So second favourite, $4.60. Bonus sets back second or third. That's just perfect. And then I'll do Ornos each way as well. So one on tab, one on Sportsbet. Bold Secret each way. More on Bold Secret than Ornos. And then a bonus bet on Petite Artiste because those odds are very good. And then a big a big exactor, just to take advantage of if these outsiders win and somebody else comes second. So 2 Petite Artiste, 6 Ornos, 7 Sideline, 10 Bold Secret to win. The same for second, plus Shining Smile and Oyster Lane. So do that for $2, get 20%. Nice. Race 5, 1600 meters, Rising Stars final. This one got a little bit better than what I looked at it initially. I thought it was going to be a tricky bunch to figure out. Miss Tarzi, crazy odds. In hindsight last time, that was a surprising win over what seemed like a too short a distance. Now it's $5.50, which is pretty wild in itself. Pariah Pearl, it's been in good place getting form. That's going to roll forward. Claymore Mine, that's 1-2 on the dirt. Again, who knows? It's coming out of Wagga via then Wangaratta, Swan Hill, Ballarat. Now it's made its way to the Metropolitan Melbourne. Barrier 1. Sounded out. It was quite good winning last time. Beat Pariah Pearl. It's run third behind Until Valhalla, which is just won last week. So that's also pretty tempting. It was... Sounded out was in that sort of 3-wide train, and then it eased out and sort of thundered down the straight. Flemington should suit for that. Lake Vostok, it's run placings before at big odds. It's got no weight, 53 with a 3 kilo claim. So that's going to run with 50 kilos. Second up, it's placed more than 50% of the time. I feel like there's some value in that. So Pariah Pearl's the obvious one that's going to go forward. It's got a 3 kilo claim. It's paying $3.90. So each way on Pariah Pearl, and then a bonus bet on Lake Vostok with a cash place bet. And then 2 trifectas, totally different. Just want to do Sounded Out to win. They'll probably go back from barrier 11. It's a really big chance of winning, and the $5 is quite tempting. So Sounded Out to win. 2 and 12, Pariah Pearl and Lake Vostok for second, field for third, and then we'll do a flip. So Sounded Out, field for second, and 2 and 12 for third. One with a bonus bet, one with a cash bet. That's race 5. Race 6, Colin Gilson, I should say, sprint 1,200 meters. This one is real tricky. A lot of horses that are a bit unpredictable, that fluctuate. Red Hot Nick's coming off a couple of lasts, but it's won a trial and it ran really well in trials before that. So who's going to know? Great Maximus comes across from Adelaide, it's run 4 twice at Flemington, both over the 1,400. So now it's going to hit the 1,200 meters. I just like it when the trainer or the owners just come back to the same track and they think, no, we're going to, one more try, we're going to get it, or we're getting closer. So that's paying 14. I think that's value. Freak of Nature's out of form. Mr. Exclusive doesn't really like the track. Moby Dick does like the straight, but it hasn't really reproduced that form when it was won here on the super heavy track and paid about $10. La Fracas. Now, this is paying $2.20, and all I've written down here is like alarm bells, danger, because it loves heavy. 3 from 3 on heavy, I'm pretty sure it was. It's not going to be heavy on Saturday. It likes to go back. It's got barrier 1, so it's not really ideal. And it's never raced down the straight. So all up, I would not be taking the 220 at all for that. So yeah, just something small on Great Maximus. And then a Quinella boxed. I wouldn't really commit too much money to this race normally, but just because I don't like the favourite, Box Canela for 1, Red Hot Nick, it's paying 30, 2 Great Maximus at $14, 6 Moby Dick at 7s, 7 Talbragar at 26, Moonhaven number 12 paying 20s, and Alcouver number 13 paying 17. Just can maybe feel a bit of an outsider result coming on there in race 6. So I'll flip that page over. Race 7. All I've got written down is bad race. So Artican, I mean, this is just so chock full of European stays trying to find form, Australian horses out of form. Basically, Artican's trying to, it's been rising up in distance and it's trying to get some runs on the board act together. Loft's a hurdler. Virtuous Circle rarely wins, but when it does, it pays really well. Always sort of looks like a good horse, but doesn't deliver. Bold Soul's been in great form. That's the contrast. Hopeful's out of form. Trumarvel's out of form. Mona. Muktamil's the favourite with the super lightweight down the bottom. I just don't want to be involved, really. So bonus bet on Virtuous Circle. Very small each way bet on Artican, just because in case it does improve. And then very small Quinella for 1, Artican, 3 Virtuous Circle, 4 Bold Soul. Just small, just like $1. So that's that. And race, I'm just going to leave race 7 at that. Race 8, probably one of the, I'd put this to a medium to good betting race. I was going to say Restless Voyager, Relentless Voyager. Number 2, Barrier 15. It's getting up to a good distance range now, 2,000 metres. It is trained by Kieran Mara, 2 wins and 6 placings out of 12. That's pretty good. It's got some decent staying form over the 2,800 in Europe. And I just feel like that's second up is a good proposition at $8.50. Some of these other ones, not sure. Casino 17's across through Perth. Wycliffe, I would rarely, maybe in like a country cup, but no. Tempesti, I didn't realise this, 5 from 5 on heavy, and then just terrible, well, not really terrible elsewhere, but recently pretty terrible here. Antrim Coast has run a place at Flemington before at big odds, and it's paying 200 for the win and 30 for the place. That's just interesting to note. Sadati. Now, this one, what did I write down here? Yeah, it's what it beat last time. It's nothing really to write home about. Fame, Kettle Hill, Flash Feeling, Amberite. Yeah, no, the form reads 2-3-1, but I think it's a bit false. So that's paying 350. You got all these Euros like Jesus, Nelly, Laylax. You just don't know. They're all working towards something, but whether it'll be today. I will just be, each way Relentless Voyager, a very small place bet Antrim Coast, just in case, and then a bonus bet on Dublin Journal. This thing just does bob up every now and again at big odds. Does it pretty routinely. Barrier 6, perfect. 54 kilos plus 2 kilo claim, perfect, paying 23. So there's some value there. And then just a Quinella, just really for the sake of it. 1 Casino 17, 2 Relentless Voyager, 4 Tempesti, 6 Antrim Coast, 10 Jesus, 13 Dublin Journal, 15 Nelly Laylax, just in case something crazy happens, taking on the favourite, Sadati. And then race 9, 1,000 metres. This was pretty even, didn't really want to bet too much. Call to Glory is paying 17. For a horse that's had 16 starts for 6 wins and 5 placings and is really pretty handy, can run on all kinds of ground, that is overs. Lose Some, Win More likes the straight. I just thought Booney First Up is quite good. Also likes the straight. Doesn't have a great winning percentage, but often places. And 3 trials, 3 wins. Hamilton, Mount Gambier, Casterton. So just each way on Booney, and then a Quinella box for 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. So that's Booney, Bold Prince, which is also a pretty handy horse. First up, hasn't missed a place. 3 starts for 1 win and 2 placings. 14 career starts for 4 wins and 4 placings. Can't argue with that. So Quinella, Booney, Bold Print, Call to Glory as mentioned, Harry Got Styles, who might improve, and paying 10 is probably worth finding out, and 2 Lose Some, Win More. So that's a 5 horse Quinella. So Flemington wrapped. Let's have a quick look at Rosehill. So let's chuck out Flemington form, and then have a little look at Rosehill. So race 1, I Show Speed. Well, it sure did. It's going to be ridden by G Bat over Maya. It's had 1 start for 1 win. It was pretty tough in leading, so it's drawn barrier 3. The Magic Man's probably going to pressure it a little bit, coming from 13, but I Show Speed, if that can get a bit of an easy lead, I think there's some value there in the 19. And then Alphard, it's had 1 run for a 4th, but it was so held up in the straight, couldn't get out. Once it did get out with like 100 to go, it looked pretty good, so that's paying $7.50. So want to go each way on Alphard and a bonus bet on I Show Speed with a cash place bet. I won't do a Quinella. It's just a race I don't want to invest too much on. Race 2, had 1 look, too hard. Didn't want to do it. Race 3, same deal. You got to know when to skip sometimes. Race 4, Island Dream. It's done really nothing wrong. 4 starts, 2 wins in the placing. It's had 2 trials, one of them is second. And it resumes over the 1500. They brought it straight to the distance it sort of wants. So it's drawn badly, but definite bonus bet on Island Dream at $23. And then an each way bet on Mr. Burst. That's just been in really good form. Something Mr. plays once. The $6.50 I think is value. And Sister Day is the favourite, number 11 at $5. But 1 win, 1 placing out of 5, that could easily lose. So not really sure why that's that short. Quinella for 2 Mr. Burst, 10 Island Dream, 11 Sister Day. We'll put it in Quinella's. 12 Amusing. I backed this before. It didn't really deliver. It's paying 14 just on the off chance. So that's that Quinella boxed. And then we'll race 5. We'll skip. That's small field, but it's too hard. Spywire. Don't know whether that will win its favourite. Trying to get back on track with its racing career. Race 6 is a hot favourite. Tuileries. I think that will win. So just a small win bet on that. Race 7 is a 2,500 metre race. Compunity. It's a name I like. It had good form over this distance last prep. It's had 2 runs in now. It's pretty well set up. So that's paying 10. So I have a bonus bet on that. And then just 1 race at Eagle Farm. Race number 1, Aristeer is the favourite at 240. 3 runs back, 4th, 7th, 3rd. Probably due to get its win. So win bet there for $3 with a bonus bet back for 2nd or 3rd. So that actually did the whole 50. And then sport-wise, I should have done tonight's game, Brisbane and the Dogs, because it was a bonus bet back regardless. But I really think that Richmond only won last week against Essendon because they had the Boston 250. If all the players were up for it, they had nothing to lose and everything to gain. They were always going to just keep on coming. Essendon had all the pressure, all the expectation, all the injuries, and it was all set up for them to just be ahead and lose. And that's what happened. So I feel like people have taken that and think that Richmond are pretty decent, which don't think they are. And so they're $2.20 and West Coast are $1.70. So in general, it's a very bad idea to do a win bet on these bad teams. But I think that West Coast just at that price, considering they've had a lot of good games, they played Collingwood and being competitive. They were up by 25 last week. They go from Collingwood and Port and those kind of opponents to Richmond at home at Optus Stadium. I just think it'll be a 30 or 40 point win. So West Coast to win, and then just the super basic Jack Williams, Liam Ryan to kick a goal, 3 leg. So that's paying $2.50, $20 on that. So yeah, week 58 done. Hope you do well. Always look for some outsiders. Look for some offbeat meetings as well. Maybe have a look at New Zealand if it's heavy or slow. And yeah, have a lot of fun. And we will be back for more throughout the spring. Goodbye.
And then came Sweet Liaison as they turned for home. Jefferson, he's been in front every inch of the way. He's out like 2.